ghosts and ghouls and all of those good things. Guys, welcome to the Halloween episode. Hello, Mr. Claywell.
Hello, Mr. Hamm. How are you?
I am, I'm exhausted. I'm not going to lie. I'm so tired. This has been a crazy week, especially with all of the lead up to Halloween.
Yes.
Kids are super excited. We had a science fair this week, so we did that well. So, it's like the air is electric at school because it's crazy busy there.
Yeah, and I noticed out front of your home here, outside of Two Minds Podcast Studios, I noticed that somebody's been busy as all junk because your yard is like to the nines, man. It's awesome.
Well, I appreciate that.
You got all the decorations. Some of them scared me. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
You weren't ready for the movement out there, right?
Yeah, I was pulling up in the driveway and something like lurched forward at me, and I was like, ah!
Yeah, we haven't done Halloween on a grand scale, and it's been, I want to say something like 8 years, probably maybe longer than that, since Ashley's dad passed away. Actually, so I think that was in 2014. That was our last, or the year before that was our last big Halloween party. So we didn't do. We've done Halloween kind of incrementally larger each year since, but this is the first year that we've really put the things back out front and did some decorations in the house. It's nice again.
Okay. So I didn't really pay too much attention, and I know sometimes people get those like spooky soundtracks that they play. Yeah. With the weird noises. Do you have anything like that going on?
I don't have anything like that here, like here. But now, if you did hear something like that, my next door neighbor has one of the projector things where you can project a ghost, but it's inside his attic. The window that's up above, like in his eave. So it's in that window, and there's a soundtrack that goes along with that. Then you can hear that kind of
I was
stuff.
just saying, if you're interested in finding some creepy sounds to play, may I make a suggestion?
Of course, absolutely.
All you need to do is get a PA system from an American Airlines 737 and have that installed.
Okay.
Have you not heard about this?
No, I've not.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, there was a American Airlines flight from LAX to Dallas.
Okay.
And just after the flight attendant was making the announcements pre-takeoff, before they could turn off the PA system, all of a sudden you start hearing these sounds broadcasting over the PA system. And it is like these eerie, creepy, like you just hear like,
what? What?
You can hear it.
Like, what is it?
Nobody knows. She proceeded to turn off the PA system, and you could still hear broadcasting over the speakers in the cabin.
Wow.
They came on. So you can go online, search it on YouTube, search like American Airlines creepy sounds, and there's a video on YouTube of it. Go look it up and watch it.
I will definitely check this out.
But like for the entire flight,
it does this the entire time
until they landed in Dallas. It was still doing it.
I wonder if there's
they even came on. The cockpit crew, the captain, even came on and said, "We are aware that there's some weird noises coming over the PA system. We can't determine where it's coming from. It does not appear to be anything
like a mechanical issue,
it's nothing electrical. It doesn't appear to be anything detrimental to the operation of the plane.
It's just George the ghost that's over right in aisle 13,
right? Yeah, it's just the guy we shot last week in seat 12B. Don't worry about it. But yeah, go look it up. It's insane, but that's a good Halloween sound.
I have working with like PA systems and all that kind of stuff, for years. I've done this my entire life. I have heard some strange things come across like PA systems when maybe a connection isn't quite right, and you have like maybe like an electrical buzz or something that's going through an amp. And if that's the case, it could have been something like that was just kind of filtering through and into the speakers. I don't know. I've never heard it. I definitely am going to look this video up though and check it out.
Yeah, watch the video though. I've heard static and buzzing and hissing and ground loop issues and no, this
doesn't
sounds
sound like any of that.
It sounds like somebody moaning.
Yeah.
Or have you heard those weird goats that kind of sound like they're making human sounds?
Yes, I have.
It almost sounds like one of those maybe, but it's not like a zzz. It sounds like somebody going
oh, dude, that's just
and I mean
weird.
for the entire flight. And no matter what they do, like it just kept going, like it wouldn't shut off.
That's crazy.
So anyway,
that
I just had to throw
crazy.
that one out for Halloween. Go check it out because it's cuckoo bananas.
So before we dive into all of this that we're going to talk about tonight. Now,
Right.
I mean, this is a fun episode. We're just kind of going to touch base on a couple of fun things, that pertains to Halloween.
Yeah.
Is there anything new? Anything new that's going on with you? Let's hit that really quick.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So I have been working at my current employer for over 14 years, and I just recently had an opportunity for promotion.
Yeah.
I applied, went through a few interviews, and just recently got my offer letter.
Awesome.
So I have been
Woohoo!
accepted.
Celebration.
Yeah. Thank you. I received a promotion at work. So I get a little more responsibility, some more things added to my tasks.
But a little more compensation on the back end
and
as well.
a little more pay. Yeah.
Sweet.
And it helps too, because I've been having trouble for a while, since the pandemic pretty much, getting my hours every week.
Right.
As me and a couple of the other guys say, we're victims of our own success.
Well,
We've done such a good job.
I was going to say, you do such a good job, you kind of work yourself out of a job.
Yeah, we've done such a good job repairing the machines that they don't break anymore. And so we're...
there's that.
So this gives me an opportunity to do... I'll be a little more, not HR stuff,
Right.
but I'll have a little more administrative tasks to do for the team. I'm a team lead now.
Excellent.
So I will be responsible for going back over and checking work order tickets and escalating any issues that they have. I'll be the first point of contact for any technical problems that they have. I'm expected to be the subject matter expert, or SME, as they frequently call it.
Shmee.
SME, bring my slippers, SME. That's what, every time they say it, that's what I think of, is just poor SME on Hook.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm expected to be the subject matter expert, the first technical contact for the team. And I'll be able to go in and help them with issues with the work order tickets, the work order system, inventory, parts ordering. That's kind of all going to be my field. So
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I'm really happy. And it gives me an opportunity to do other things to get some more hours in. So that's big sigh
really
relief.
good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big sigh relief for me. So, but yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. Now the drawback to that is, because I'm going to be first point of contact for the team, I need to be available when most of the team is working.
So I know you were saying that days off could change for you.
Well, they're going to.
Yeah.
My days off have to change. So that might be an issue in the short term, just getting adjusted to the new schedule, because I've had the same days off for a very long time.
Right.
But now my days off are going to change a little bit. And so that's also going to affect my stream schedule.
Something I know with the job that you do, you have a whole lot of windshield time. Will
Yes.
that change as well?
No.
Will you have just as much or more, or
Just that part doesn't change at all.
Oh, okay. Well, good deal. I guess good deal.
Yeah, I still that's fine with me. Like I said, I've been doing that and still not being able to get my 40 hours in a week.
Right.
So anything they could add to it to help me get more hours, I'm welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's it's just more hours basically.
Okay. Well, that's awesome, dude. I am I am very, very, very happy that you got the promotion. That's awesome.
Yeah, I hate that it's going to change my stream schedule, because that's one of the things with streaming. When you start developing a community, which I have a small one going, and I love them. I love everybody that comes and hangs out. It's awesome. The support truly means a lot to me. But changing that schedule.
Yeah.
That can interfere.
Now it could, yes. It may interfere with this, but it could open up other opportunities as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but I'm just saying, like, you've got those people that are there. It's like it's almost like Cheers.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Same guys hanging out at the bar on those same
I start
nights.
my stream. I got the same people. They're used to me being there. I see them when I stream.
Yep.
I get to hang out and talk to them. And if I change my schedule, they may have to work the new day that I'm streaming.
That's true.
Not that, and that's just something that goes with the territory, but Twitch pay versus what my real job pays.
There's a little discrepancy between the two.
It's a little tiny, just a little bit. Yeah. So I have to go with
that little period. I don't want to say commas. That little period is in different places, right?
Oh yeah, way different places. Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah. So how about you? Anything new going on in your world?
Not really that much, I should say. Things have kind of settled here. We went through some upheaval with the other job that we have, like outside of teaching.
Right.
And that has kind of settled down. It's actually settled down quite a bit. The one thing that has happened since the last episode, and I touched base on this the last episode, I think it was the last episode. You remember we were talking about Dead and Company, and they're doing their final tour this year, right?
Yeah, you said, yeah.
So they announced dates, and they announced dates, I want to say on a Monday, and that following Friday is when they actually started, like the or Thursday or Wednesday was the pre-sale. Friday it opened up to the general public. So I have been kind of a sucker for the pre-sale, because I've just to basically make sure I get at least tickets to Riverbend so I can take the kid and the wife and we can all go up there and hang out with the hippies, have a good time, right?
Yeah.
So this year I decided, I'm just going to hold back off of that, and I'm going to just see if I can just get general admission tickets after the pre-sale.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
Pre-sale versus general admission, is the pre-sale more expensive? Is that why they do it? Because it gets them a better rate?
No, it's not. It's the same price. It's just opened up to, they opened the pre-sale. You have to sign up for it. So it's almost like it's an exclusive sale to those fans that want to do that. And it's by invitation only thing,
Okay, fair enough. And I just didn't know. So,
typically if you've bought by the pre-sale before, they normally will go ahead and give you a code to where you can get in, because they know you're a customer that's going to buy, right?
Okay.
So I decided, though, this year I'm going to wait and do the general admission thing. So I did. On Friday, went ahead and logged in, was able to grab 3 tickets for me and Ashley and the kiddo. We're going to go up to Riverbend. And so I was like, so since this is going to be their last tour, I was going to try to get in a few shows,
right?
Not just the one.
Yeah.
So my original plan was Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Okay.
Charlotte, North Carolina, or no, Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte. I think that's where it was going to be. Anyway, there was one in either South Carolina or North Carolina, and then I was going to hit the Riverbend show, and then 2 shows in Chicago. So I was going to try to hit 5 total shows, for this tour.
Ooh.
Right?
That's a lot, sir.
That's quite a bit, right? And it would have been over like a 3-week period. So I would go to Atlanta, go and drive down that day. The Atlanta show would be that night. I would have a day between it and the next show, which I'm thinking it was in South Carolina.
So they have Atlanta May 28th.
Yep. The show right after that.
Charlotte, North Carolina, May 30th. So 2 days later.
Yes, that's the one I was going to go to.
This sounds like some stuff. And then Raleigh.
Yeah, I wasn't doing Raleigh. So Charlotte.
Okay.
Okay, and then so my like I said, it was Atlanta, Charlotte, Riverbend. So I would come back home for like a week and a half, something like that. Then hit Riverbend or hit Chicago, 2 shows, and then Riverbend.
Oh, right? So you were going to do both shows in Chicago?
Yeah. All right.
Back to back.
Yeah. So I was going to do those 2 back to back, right?
Okay.
So I was like, I went in online and I started looking at ticket prices and availability. Chicago's one of those shows had sold out, was done. So I was like, yeah, I can't get into that. So I don't want to do just one night there. So I was like, okay. So then I started looking at the Charlotte show, and just like the general admission ticket, like for Riverbend is like right around $90, right?
Okay.
So the Charlotte was like $245 per ticket.
What is it, like a half the size venue or something?
I guess it must be. I've never been to that venue, so I don't know. So anyway, I was like, yep, can't do that.
Because Riverbend's outdoor, right?
Yeah, and most of these are outdoor, right? Like most of them, they'll do either stadium shows.
Yeah, but a stadium is you're still in the stadium.
Yeah,
like Riverbend is. Isn't it like on a?
It's like right
like
on
in
the
a
river.
Field.
No.
What am I thinking about over there?
I don't know.
There's one up there.
Is it? I mean, you have the lawn section, then you have like a covered like pavilion type area, and the stage is down there, and then the river's right behind them. It's at
but
Coney
it's not
Island.
like a stadium though, right?
No, it's not a stadium.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
It's just like a big open kind of field thing.
Yeah, kind of like 30,000, 35,000. That's about
okay,
it, right?
okay, yeah, okay.
So anyway, was looking at all of that stuff, right?
Okay.
So Charlotte was crazy expensive. Atlanta, I was like, yeah, I could do an Atlanta show. It was like right around 125. I was like, I can probably pull that off.
Right.
And then I was like, man, really when they hit their stride on a tour, New York shows are really supposed to be good. I mean, those are really good shows. The SPAC show, that's the Saratoga Performing Arts Center. That's typically a really, 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 really Saratoga Springs up in New York. That's a really, really good show. Okay. And then once they kind of move away from the East Coast and that area, and they hit the Midwest, the Colorado shows are on fire. And then they finish off strong in like LA and San Francisco.
Well, that's their home.
That's home for them, right?
Yeah.
So what do? I'm curious. Click, 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 click. What does Folsom Field tickets cost? 3-night run in Boulder, Colorado. I bought all 3 nights.
Wow.
And I got them all for like $350 for all 3 nights. Not per show, all 3 nights.
Per ticket? Or, I mean, like per...
Now I'm just going.
Oh, okay.
So it'll just be me.
So it's just one ticket. Okay.
So
I was thinking that's damn good if you're getting 3 tickets at 3 shows. That's a hell of a deal right there.
I mean, still though, it was like $95 and $135 or something like that.
Wow.
So I am going to do Riverbend with the family, and then it's July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for in Boulder.
That's gonna be so hot.
No, you're at 25,000, or you're way up in in altitude.
Okay.
So it's not going to be terrible. It's literally right outside Denver.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to go over there, and Dave is going to meet me there. He bought tickets as well, and we're going to at least pull one show together down there with his family.
Oh, you're going to hippie out with him.
We're going to hippie out, and it's. I'll be traveling a little further than him, but still. Because he's in Montana, but still, yeah. So I'm doing 4 shows this upcoming tour on their last leg of it, and that 3-night run. I'm hoping for. Okay, so I collect the posters, from shows.
Right.
When they do the 2-night runs, they have a poster that if you do one night, it's one poster. But if you do both nights, if you put those 2 posters together, they make one big poster.
It's like one big picture.
Right. So. If you do all 3, you have access to them that are uncut.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm hoping to get one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that will be awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
But yeah, so that's what I've got coming up this coming summer. So I'm gonna tour with the Dead and Company for a few days. I'm stoked.
That sounds really cool, man. I'm happy for you, man. That sounds awesome.
Okay, so you want to dive into some of this now?
Let's get spooky with it.
Okay, so whenever we've talked about stuff like conspiracy theories and the creepy weird stuff that have gone on, we've told ghost stories, we've done all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
This time I thought it would be interesting to bring in some weird and spooky kind of things, but that we know for a fact are 100% true.
I'm down.
Like it actually happens, right?
Yeah, I'm down, man.
So my family and I, we have been official members of the House of Mouse for like ever. Like my first trip to, you know, the house that Mickey built was like, I think I was 10 and it was right around the 25th anniversary, something around like that. I remember the big, you know, the Sorcerer Mickey hat, you know, on top of Epcot. I remember that.
Okay. I don't, but okay.
Yeah. So that was like my first experiences in Disney, right in the parks. So there's some really weird things that go on in Disney parks that are kind of behind the scenes and almost like urban legends.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've pulled up a few of those, and I don't want to like, you know, hit all of them because there's tons and tons of things, right?
Yeah, especially if you start dealing with like the old rumors about Walt himself.
Yeah, there's some really weird stuff that went on, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So the first one that I thought was interesting was, so, you know, Walt was all about building the happiest place on earth. And, you know, when he built Disneyland, California, he had this piece of land and it was prime real estate in Los Angeles. And he was like, you know, we're going to build this park. It had a total of I think it was 18 attractions whenever it opened. And he had absolute zero control over what happened outside of that little piece of land. So like today, if you go to Disneyland, it's surrounded by cheap motels, tourist trap like souvenir shops. There's even some like seedy adult like stores and theaters that are like within looking distance. And Walt was like, you know what? I have no control over this, and I cannot stand it. I don't like this. Even though when I'm inside the park, I feel happy, and it's the atmosphere is different. When you arrive at a Disney park, it should not be what it is in LA. So he decided to go and find land elsewhere. And
of course,
he found land in Central Florida. Now, Walt was smart. He was a businessman, right? He was able to the way that he was able to acquire land was by actually building shell companies, right? He created shell companies to go out and start buying up swampland.
Oh yeah,
just outside Orlando.
Yeah, that's pretty standard when you're wanting to do something large and you don't want to.
And you don't want to give yourself away.
Yeah, because you don't want people jacking their prices.
Exactly.
Up. Right.
That was what he did, right?
Yeah.
So he started building he started buying up all this land. Of course, as soon as they figured out who it was that was buying the land, it went from literally like $50 to $100 an acre to like $2,000 an acre.
Yeah, of course.
So, but before that, he was able to build or to buy up an area that's literally the size of San Francisco. That's what Disney property is.
Wow.
It is monstrous. It's huge. And the parks themselves, you know, they're small like cells in that land.
Right.
And they're far enough away from one another that they don't overlap, and he's able to control everything around it. So, Disney did this, and almost immediately, whenever the things, you know, started, like construction started happening, there were accidents that started happening. And that's just, you know, when you have large scale construction, it's going to happen. He wanted to kind of recreate a lot of like the Disney feel from Los Angeles. So the attractions that he had at the old park, he started bringing, you know, that same design to the new park. And one of those was Pirates of the Caribbean. Lovely, lovely ride. I mean, you get
great movies.
Great movies. You when you approach Pirates in the park, you walk into an area that kind of looks like you're in, you know, the Caribbean, obviously, and the turnstile, even like where you go through the line, it feels like you're going into like almost like a dungeon or a prison or something. When you do finally get inside, you get into these boats and you start riding through, you know, effectively the movie now, because it's been rethemed to match the movie.
Right. Well, and a lot of the movie was themed from
exactly
the ride.
Pulled
like the guy with the bomb sitting on the keg and
the dog
in the jail.
Yes, all of that, right? So even like the guy that with the pig, that's outside in the he's drunk, right? So anyway, all of that was there. During construction of Pirates, though, one of the welders that was working like in the top part of the building, he actually fell to his death. His name was George. And they said after that the ride was haunted by the ghost of George, the welder. And to the point that weird, odd things would happen that would shut the ride down. And so it has become customary now for employees that work on that, when they come to work that morning, they greet George, and that appeases the ghost. Good morning, George. And he lets the ride go throughout the day without having any kind of real big hiccups or upsets. So the ghost is appeased in that one. And I thought that was kind of a cool thing. We definitely know that the man died on the ride.
Right.
Another odd thing about that specific ride, the original in Los Angeles, the bones are real. Now, that has been removed since. However, there are rumors that there are at least 4 places in the original Los Angeles Pirates of the Caribbean where the bones that you see are actual human remains. One of them is there's a bed, and a skeleton is in the bed, and above him there is a skull on the headboard. They say that one is real. There's one in a prison where a timber has like fallen down and is on fire. The bones under it, they say part of those are real. And then there's 2 pieces of skeletons on the island where the treasure, like they're burying the treasure, and the bones there, they say, are still real. And it's just fragments and pieces, but they say that those 4 spots, those are still like real.
But why? If they removed all of the, I mean, I can understand why they used the real bones originally. It's
right, because the authenticity. And they looked better than the props that they could build.
And there's 3 reasons, and the same reason they did in Poltergeist, the movie.
Right.
They're cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
Real bones are cheaper than good-looking props.
Yeah.
So that's in the original Poltergeist movie, in the pool, when those are real skeletons.
Yeah.
Because it was cheaper for them it was more.
Because you could go to a university and buy the skeletal things. Yeah.
So, but if they're going to go through and remove all the real bones, why would they leave 4?
I don't know. To me, that they, like I said, that part of it is rumor, but there was actual bone in the original.
Oh yeah, ride. I fully believe that. Yeah.
All right.
And I could understand like if one missed or something, but
right. And they said that the skull itself, they said that one where it was part of the fixture itself.
Yeah, I could see that one if it was made into the bed frame.
And it is. I mean, the way the photograph that I have pulled up, it is part of it. So
yeah, I could see that. But yeah, if it's just bones laying on a thing, like I don't know. And they may have originally slipped through the cracks, but I can't imagine that after somebody was like, "Hey, those are real." That they wouldn't switch them out. They
wouldn't move them out, right?
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
But yeah, I totally could see them using real bones
way back in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
So another odd thing that has happened at Disney parks is 2 major events in history happened at the Disney resorts. Because, Disney, not only do they have the parks themselves, but they have their own hotels, they have their own restaurants, they have their own shopping, they have their own their own transit, they have their own fire department and their own police station. They like their own waterworks. Everything is self-contained at Walt Disney World.
It's a self-contained city, basically. Yeah.
So these 2 events that happened in history, which are kind of an odd and weird thing. The first one, you might recognize as "I'm not a crook,"
Oh, yeah.
Good old Nixon.
Yeah.
That speech took place at the Contemporary at Disney World at the hotel while he was staying there. So that all took place there.
Is that in California or Florida?
That's in Florida.
Florida, okay.
Yep. Secondly, at the Polynesian resort, John Lennon signed the paperwork dissolving the Beatles.
Oh.
So that's another odd, weird thing that has happened there, right?
Yeah.
So kind of switching gears away from just those things, the weird things that will happen like inside a Disney park, like say if a character, one of the people that are in costume, has a medical emergency or passes away, they have specific protocol on how to deal with that, so that way the guests never know what happened.
Right.
A medical emergency, they will help the person off, and they can immediately be out of sight within just a few steps, no matter where they are in the park, because that all of the parks are.
Yeah, there's like secret tunnels everywhere.
Yeah, like any time that you're in one of their parks, you are literally walking on the ceiling.
Yeah,
because there's like 3 stories worth of stuff under you, right?
Yeah.
So they can be out of sight quickly. If someone dies in costume, they are to be sat in one of the park benches as though they are taking a rest. So if Mickey or Donald is sitting on the park bench, that person is dead.
Well, I mean, they could just be taking a break.
No. I mean, they're not allowed to take a break on above ground.
Oh.
So if you ever see them sitting down, that person. But
that's only somebody in
deceased.
like the big oversized suits.
Yes.
Not like
a cast
Gaston.
member. Yeah. Not someone that is like, not someone that is not wearing one of the suits.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the people that are wearing the suits. And the suits are so high tech now too. I mean, they leave them blink. Like it's crazy how high tech the suits are. And then we come to, there are always, every year, there are people that pass away at the parks.
Yeah, of course.
They say that most likely, even though there are thousands of hotel rooms on site, you're probably never staying at one that someone has not had either a medical emergency that was life-threatening or died in that room. There's been that many.
Think about how many million people go there every year.
Exactly. Yeah. So that happens. And then there are those that want to remain in the parks for all eternity. And when I say that, not just every year, but every month, there are at least one. Typically, it's more ashes from someone who has deceased and been cremated, scattered in the parks. And they have specific places that people like to be scattered. The one that will probably remain and be, I guess, left alone, is if your loved one is scattered in one of the flower gardens somewhere on site, because it's outside. Really, there's nothing. It's just, it will be in the dirt, and that's that. That one is the one that will probably not get you kicked out of the park, but don't get caught. Because if you are caught smuggling the ashes of a deceased loved one in, they're going to either ask you to make sure that you leave with those, or if you are caught actually scattering the ashes, you are going to be banned from the parks.
You're going to have to go like full on like Shawshank Redemption. Like a little hole in your pocket. So
pretty much. You start dropping
ashes down your pants leg.
Exactly, and shaking your pant legs for it to come at the bottom, right? So here are the places that people like to be scattered, right? And people will literally leave this in their last will and testament. Hey, scatter me at Walt Disney World. And if your loved one says, has a specific spot, obviously, if the family wants to try and fulfill those last wishes, they can. So obviously the flower beds, and those will be left alone typically. Then you have Dumbo, the flight of Dumbo, the elephant. It is two, almost like the little For those who have been there, I'm trying to explain it to you to where you'd understand. You're riding inside Dumbo.
Yeah.
You push the little button or little thing forward. He flies upward. You're spinning in a circle. Underneath that is water. It's like a moat that you're flying over. People will scatter the ashes in the water before the ride starts. A lot of times. That happens quite often. Obviously, Pirates of the Caribbean, because of all of the water, it's dark. And that's a lot of people's favorite ride.
If you go in the water, you're there.
You're there. That's right. That's there's nothing they can do as far as cleanup on that one.
I guess eventually you go filtered out, but
because everything is pumped and filtered, right?
Yeah.
The one, and to me, this seems like it would just be horrendous, even in Afterlife. Small World. People will actually say, I want to be scattered in Small World, and I don't understand that one. Even today, we took Penelope on that one,
right?
And it was almost like this is a rite of passage, not something that we're going to enjoy. You can just say you've been on Small World, and something too that whenever I was doing research on this that I did not know. Something that's very, very creepy. Uh-oh. Small World never stops, never shuts off. Oh. The animatronics 24/7, 365 are going. The music will turn off. The lights turn off, but the animatronics continuously go. And they say that they're, from what I gather, they're afraid that because there's so much mechanics and it's original Walt mechanics, that if they shut it down, the centrifugal force of getting everything going back again will just break it all to pieces. And
it's probably all synchronized.
It is,
like mechanically synchronized.
It is. It's like a giant clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. So they say that when they'll shut the sound off, they'll shut the lights off, and you still have these little dolls that's dancing in circles and doing their, and it's so creepy, creepy.
Five Nights at Freddy's, anyone?
No kidding. Oh my gosh. And then there is the place that most ashes are scattered, and this happens, like I said, at least once a month. Typically, it's north of half a dozen a month.
Jeez.
So that is obviously the Haunted Mansion, because there's 999 haunts, and you could be the 1,000th one. So on Haunted Mansion, when you go into that ride, you're brought in as a group. There is a pre-show, and I'm not going to give anything away, because
we watched it on YouTube,
but for those people out there that have never been,
right?
The pre-show, your host that's in the mansion talks to you. Things happen in that room. Watch for the people that are working the ride. They will just kind of appear out of nowhere. They're very creepy. Like there's passages that they can come and go in, so they'll just show up behind you suddenly. It's just very, very odd, and they never break character ever.
May I take your bag, sir?
Yeah, and it's like they're always very, very dreary and very dry, and it's always it's almost like you're at a funeral the whole time.
Wow.
So so watch for them. You will get on what they call doom buggies, DOOM, right? Doom buggies. So, and that's what you ride around in, right? And you ride through the Haunted Mansion on the doom buggy.
Right. And so you get the doom buggies, you go in for the glory kills, you rip the demons apart.
Oh, now listen to you.
Not a little rip and tear.
Nope, none of that. Oh,
no?
No. Different doom buggies, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, these things you ride in, they're almost like a little half, shell, like and the front is open. So,
right.
And the cool thing about the doom buggies there, where you should be looking in the mansion, the buggy itself will turn, so that way you're facing what they want you to see at all times,
of course,
as you're going through. So that's really, really, really cool.
Walt wants to be in control.
always.
Yeah.
And that is the ride that a lot of ashes are scattered in, to the point that they say that there is so much human remains in that ride, even with cleanup. There's no way they could get it all out.
Ugh.
Now they have their own code when they find someone doing this, when they catch someone doing this, and the code is
Icky gross.
HEPA cleanup, because they need to get the HEPA filters, vacuums, and vacuum up grandma. And I kid you not, they will go in with vacuum cleaners. They have to use the HEPA filters that will get those really ultrafine particles. No particulates go out of the vacuum. And unfortunately, your loved one that wanted to become the 1000th haunt will probably end up in the trash, because there's no way of distinguishing what grandma was and what the dirt was around her.
Well, I think they need to change the code.
Yeah?
Yes.
To icky, yuck, yuck.
No, I got a better one.
Okay.
Code 2319. Code 2319.
I love it. I love it. I love
come
it.
on, they could even stay in the franchise.
Oh my goodness, that'd be awesome.
Well, I mean,
and something too. Like I said, I'm doing all of this research with the Disney stuff. They have somewhere around 300 feral cats that are in Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, all of these different parks. They just let them roam, which keeps the rodents back.
And you can't get rid of them anyway.
You can't really get rid of them. But they're okay with them. And behind Haunted Mansion is a giant pet cemetery for the cats that pass away in the park, and they are buried on site.
Oh, how
Isn't
lovely.
that nice? One little Easter egg for those of you out there that have not gone to Disney, but you are Disney fanatics. There is one ride that they took out a few years ago that was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was kind of crazy. It was nuts. You start like you're in a car and you end up crashing and going through like
the Wind in the Willows.
Yeah, you end up going through hell, right? And there's demons and fire and all kinds of stuff, right? So everybody was up in arms about that one. They decided to close that down. They rethemed it, and I think it's the Flight of Peter Pan now or something, or Winnie the Pooh or Peter Pan, one of those two, because they're like right side by side. It's one of those two.
Maybe both.
It may be. They may have split it in half and half. But by the way, Peter Pan Flight is phenomenal. Like you get like Tinkerbell is at the beginning of it, and you're walking through, like the turnstile, the line is going. It goes through the attic where Wendy and all of them are, and Tink is flying all around, and she knocks things over in the room. And she, like if she goes down in like a teapot or something, the teapot will glow, or she'll get down in like the desk drawers and they'll rattle, and you can see her glowing through the keyhole, and it's phenomenal. It's awesome. But anyway, wait. Before I lose my train of thought, so Toad's Wild Ride. When you walked up to that one way back in the day, there was a small statue of Mr. Toad made out of brass, and it was right at the very top of the ride, like where you entered it. That, of course, was taken down whenever they rethemed. When you go to Haunted Mansion, look in the pet cemetery section. Mr. Toad is there. He is up there in the cemetery, which is really cool.
So anyway, they buried him.
Yep.
So to bring it depressing, you're talking about Peter Pan.
Yeah.
If you want it depressing, look up the author of Peter Pan and read about his life.
Yeah.
That's some Halloween material for you right there.
Yeah. So anyway, Disney has got some creepy stuff that goes on.
That's some weird things, and
and that's just scratching the surface. I could do 5 episodes on just Disney.
Now, you would think, though, the whole ashes thing, right? Instead of trying to combat it, you would think Disney would just have a program.
A place where you could go and say, you know what?
Well, I mean, not only that, monetize. Yeah, they're all about the money. All they care about is the dollar.
You're right.
Just be like, hey, give us, $500. Well, you can come in. We'll have a little place for you.
Yeah,
And
you would think. I mean, it's not like they don't have this giant lake right in front of Magic Kingdom where you can literally see Cinderella's castle.
Yeah.
You could scatter ashes into the lake. There could be your own memorial island thing out there where it could happen.
I mean, they could have a couple of, they could have like a body of water for those people, a flower garden for those people, and like something themed like one of the rides,
right,
for people that want to do that, and just charge for it.
Yeah.
Like instead of trying to combat it, just embrace it and make it a profit center. Like, I mean, I don't know why.
You're right. Because that is totally Disney.
I mean, people would totally be all about, the Disney fans totally be about that.
Oh yeah. They would.
100%.
Absolutely.
So that's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I've thought about even like getting some ink at some point, because I mean, I've got a couple, spots.
Right.
And I've thought about, doing a hidden Mickey somewhere or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Those are kind of cool. And do it something that's really, 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 really faint, because with it being a hidden Mickey.
Yeah, I wanted to do a tattoo for a while, and I dropped the idea because I've heard bad things about it. But there's UV reactive ink.
Yes,
that's only visible under black light, basically. Yeah. Like you can kind of see like the scarring from the tattoo needle, but it's really hard to see
what the design really is
until you hit it with the UV light. And I wanted to get a Cheshire cat.
Oh, that would be flipping awesome. Yeah, that ink is kind of sketchy in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's hard for the artist to see when they're doing it. Like it's hard for them to see how well it's going in, because if they put a UV light on it, it just glows.
Everything glows.
Yeah, so they can't really see. It's anyway.
Yeah, you really have to have someone that's really good to do that one.
Yeah. And even people that are really good still have a hard time with it because they can't see how well it's going into the skin, because every person tattoos differently.
Exactly.
So but I was talked out of it. But I thought it was a cool idea.
You're right. Absolutely. It's a cool idea.
But it didn't work out. So that's your thing.
That was my thing.
That's you, Disney. That's a lot of cool stuff, though.
There's some wild stuff there.
Yeah. And Disney's been around for a long time, so it's had plenty of time to gather some rumors. So I wanted to bring one to you, and I know I've already kind of told you about it a little bit, what it is. But nobody else out there knows. So Mr. Hamm here has discussed on the podcast a few times. He is a huge fan of Hercule Poirot.
I love the character.
Yeah. So I ran across something a little while back about the author of those novels, Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
And I thought, being Halloween and being that we like to get into a little conspiracy theory stuff from now and then, let's talk about something that really happened. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This actually happened. It's real. You can look it up. These events occurred.
Right.
And just discuss it a little bit, because it's a little bit of a weird, wild thing. And it's almost like something straight out of one of Agatha Christie's novels, what happened. So I'm just going to get into it because I don't know how else to lead into it. But everything that we're going to talk about here in the next little bit began on December 6th. Or if you're British, as Agatha Christie was, you would say December 6th. Don't
That's
ask me
just
why.
crazy to me. Yeah,
it's weird. Oh no! I'm sorry. It began on December 3rd, 1926. Is when it started. Agatha Christie disappeared, completely vanished for 11 days.
So that's just odd in itself.
Right. And at this time, she had already published 6 of her most famous novels and some of her most famous characters, including Poirot, had already been introduced. So she was an extraordinarily famous person.
I was going to say, so, I mean, she's had to have been well known. People would know who she was no matter where she went.
Yes. I just wanted to point that out. This isn't something that happened before she was a famous author. Like, she was very famous at the time that this happened. So
Okay.
Yeah. So on December 3rd, she just vanished. And now I'm going to read a little bit from an excerpt of an article in the New York Times,
Okay.
an American newspaper.
Speaking of Dame Agatha Christie.
Yeah. I don't know if she was Dame at the time.
She is now, but
She is now. Yeah. But I don't know if she was at the time that this event happened. But just to let you know, like I said, extraordinarily popular. She is a British citizen. This event occurred in England. This article ran in the New York Times in America.
I mean, that right there should tell you.
In 1926, global news.
Right.
So just to give you an idea.
This is like the Lindbergh baby, you know?
Pretty close. Exactly. Yeah. In London, I'm reading from the article here, December 5th, Miss Agatha Clarissa Christie, the novelist, daughter of the late Frederick Miller of New York and wife of Colonel Archibald Christie, had vanished from her home in Berkshire under mysterious circumstances, and 100 policemen have searched for her in vain over the weekend. Late on Friday night, the 3rd, Miss Christie packed an attaché case with clothing and went out alone in her 2-seat automobile, which was a Packard something, I think. She loved the car.
Right.
She was well known for driving this car. So this was like her favorite car. Just to point out that she was familiar with the vehicle is all I'm trying to say there. She left alone in her 2-seat automobile and left a note for her secretary saying that she would not be returning that night. At 8 o'clock on, I guess the 5th, it says yesterday morning. I don't know when this paper was published.
Right.
But at 8 o'clock, her car was found abandoned near Guilford on the edge of a chalk pit. The front wheels were actually overhanging the edge. The car had evidently run away, and only a thick hedge prevented it from plunging into the pit. In the car were found articles of clothing and an attaché case containing papers. And some of the papers included an expired driver's license and a few other things, but nothing of note and nothing that provided any clue as to what she was in. So what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, it almost sounds like she may have gotten in an accident, or, you know, something happened to the vehicle, something happened to her or the vehicle where she ended up wrecking, maybe got out of the car to get help, and been kidnapped, maybe? Who knows?
So possibly kidnappings where you're okay. You think she wrecked because
obviously the car was abandoned, or it was wrecked. And you said it was front wheels hanging over the edge of a cliff, effectively.
Yeah, like think like the high wall of a quarry.
A quarry, yes. Yeah. So I mean, so something has happened there.
Yeah.
Obviously, the kidnapping is not going to happen as she's going down the road. But if she had an accident, she might have gotten out, tried to flag someone down, they snatch her up and gone.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows?
I mean, that sounds logical to me in that situation. But then again, there's no evidence that was found on scene, you said, to suggest that happened.
No evidence to suggest violence of any kind, a struggle.
So she may have just gotten in the vehicle with someone and went away with them for a few days.
Yeah, maybe she wrecked her car and she got out and somebody picked her up and she may have had a bout of amnesia. Or yeah, possibly. You know, who knows? So for days, right? Days, police are searching for her all over the area, canvassing, putting out flyers, statements, pictures. Have you seen this woman type stuff?
Right.
You know, all the papers are running headlines. Agatha Christie missing. You know, police search for Agatha Christie in vain. All this stuff, right? So after 3 days of intensive searching, the police call off the search. They feel like they're just wasting manpower because they're not finding her. And how do you not find one of the most famous people in the world?
Right.
They did say that her brother-in-law had come forward with a letter that she had sent to him the night she left. And the letter said that she was going to a Yorkshire spa for rest and treatment.
Okay. So please don't kill me for doing this, but I've actually pulled up some things too, right? On this, because I am totally enthralled with this.
That's fine.
And there's one thing here that just blows my mind, and I'm sorry, I don't want to pull steam from you or anything.
No, go ahead.
Did you read the section about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in this? Did you see anything about that?
I saw his name mentioned in conjunction with Sherlock Holmes, but
okay, it says so. Once she disappeared, like, it was such a big deal. There were all of the police,
right,
plus thousands of volunteers that were kind of canvassing.
You're a bit ahead of me, but yeah,
okay. And then it said that there were famous people that actually waded into the mystery themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
One of them being Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah.
Who sought the help of a clairvoyant.
Yeah, so that's
using one of her gloves as a guide.
So
that's crazy stuff. That is crazy stuff.
Yeah. So another famous person around this time frame.
Yeah.
Is another name you may have heard. It was a stage name. I don't know the person's actual name, but you may have heard of this person called Harry Houdini.
Maybe the name Houdini rings a bell.
So,
like, I have this really good friend named Aaron Houdini.
Maybe, yeah.
Honestly, I worked with him at Six Gun City. He's from over in your neck of the woods. You might have known him as Aaron Sullivan.
No, I don't.
But yeah. He legitimately changed his last name to Houdini, and he is an amazing escape artist. So anyway, yes, I know who that guy is.
But where I was going with it, though, is later, Houdini and Doyle have massive falling outs in public.
Really?
Because Houdini was a famous skeptic and debunker.
Yes.
He went after.
He knew the tricks.
Yeah, he knew the tricks, and he actively went after these mediums and clairvoyants to expose them for the liars and frauds that they were. Doyle was a full-fledged believer.
Right.
So they did not get along at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, as soon as you said Doyle, I was like, I bet he went and had some kind of psychic try to come in and find her.
Yes, because that's what it says. Yeah. Seeking the help of a clairvoyant to find Agatha using one of her gloves as a guide. That just blows my mind. Doesn't tell you who it was. It just says that. Yeah. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but that was
this was during the disappearance. This is while she was gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I hope I didn't get, like I say, too far ahead of it, because that was during that same time period at least.
Yeah, yeah. So you're a couple of days ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, that was on December 8th. Her brother-in-law comes up and says, "Hey, I got this letter from Agatha. She says she's going to Yorkshire to this spa, for relaxation and treatment." And the cops, okay. So, but this has been front page news for days. You would think if a world famous mystery novelist was at a hotel,
someone would recognize her.
And if not, you would think she would have seen a newspaper and been like, "Hey, oh, I'm not missing. I'm right here."
Exactly.
But she doesn't. She never did. She never came forward. So, 2 more days after the brother-in-law comes forward with his letter, the police decide that surely if she was at a spa or hotel, someone would go, "Miss Christie, the entire country and the majority of the world is looking for you. You may wish to put out a statement to put everyone's mind at ease," Right. Something. So the cops start to think, no, there's no way there's no way she's at a hotel. Like, it's just not possible, because she would have come forward.
Right.
Any person would. She would have come forward if she was at a hotel.
You don't want people just out looking for you unless it's some sort of a publicity stunt.
Yeah. So now the detectives start to think on the 10th, right? They start to think, okay, she must have tried to kill herself. And when she tried to run the car into the quarry, into the chalk pit, and it got hung up in the hedge,
right?
She gave up on that idea. But not too far from here, there's a place that the locals call the Silent Pool, which is alleged to be a bottomless lake, a body of water of some kind.
Yes.
So we bet she gave up on that and went to the Silent Pool to do herself in.
Okay.
So that's their new working theory, and they start focusing efforts to find her there. Now, also about this time, it starts to come out in the papers that Agatha Christie had allegedly been scared of her own house because she believed it to be haunted.
Okay.
So that starts to come out that she maybe, the spirits of her house had tortured her to the point that her mind broke or something like that.
So it's driven her mad.
Yeah. That's they're coming for that. Right. And so, in one of the local papers, which was picked up again and reran by the New York Times, the headline is 500 police and planes hunt for Miss Christie. Her favorite terrier is also enlisted in the search for the missing British novelist. So they actually went and got one of her dogs to try to scent her, to no success. Yeah. And they had planes looking for her, if they could look down into the water
to maybe see if there was a body or something that they could see. Yeah.
So another excerpt from this article. It is stated by one of Miss Christie's friends that the house in which she lived in Sunningdale was, quote, getting on her nerves. It stands in a lonely lane, unlit at night. Sorry, the print on this is very small. Which has a reputation of being haunted. The lane has been the scene of a murder of a woman and the suicide of a man, and its tragic associations were felt by Miss Christie. Quote, "If I do not leave Sunningdale soon, Sunningdale will be the end of me," she once told me.
Huh.
So now they've got 500 people and planes and her dog trying to find her, and the papers, global headlines.
So she is just
gone.
She is gone with the wind.
Unfound. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
So the next day, on December 11th, there still hasn't been any reliable witness reports of her being found. No one has come forward that's seen her since she left her Sunningdale home.
Right.
But there had been a new important development in the case.
Okay.
It had come to light that she had not left one letter with her brother-in-law, but 3 letters. One for her brother-in-law, one for her secretary, and one for her husband.
Did they say the same things? Or did they tell 3 different stories? We're talking about an author here. So,
right,
I mean,
right.
Not only an author, but one of the greatest mystery writers of all time.
Yep. So a little bit about this. Her husband refused to divulge the contents of the letter to him.
Okay.
He would not say what was in the letter. He did acknowledge that he had received a letter, but he had destroyed it and would not acknowledge the contents. The secretary had thought to have disposed of her letter, but it was found. And the most notable information in the letter to her secretary was that Miss Christie had stated that I must get away. I cannot stay here in Sunningdale much longer. So the police are still pushing this suicide theory.
Right.
That the house is haunted, her nerves are shot, she has to get away.
So she's done herself in.
And her husband won't say what was in the letter to him. Could have been a last confession.
Yeah, I love you, and please go on without me. And
who knows? Yeah, could have been something like that.
Yeah.
So they start really trying to push this suicide theory, right? The problem is the secretary comes forward in strong opposition to this suicide. Because while the police released that little bit of the letter where she says, I must get away, they did not disclose the full contents of the letter.
Okay.
Wherein Christie had instructed her secretary with detail in upcoming events and plans and schedules for the future.
Okay.
So why would she make plans and have, make sure you book this, make sure you do this, we need to have this reservation. She had all these details for her secretary about these plans coming up. If you're going to kill yourself, why would you do that?
You don't do that, right?
Unless you're an author laying grounds for misdirection.
Another mystery.
Right?
Call in Hercule Poirot.
Yeah. So get him to come in and twist his mustache. And
Exactly.
So now we're on to December 12th.
Okay.
Now police start to plea for help from motorists and amateur detectives. This is where people such as Sir Arthur Conan Doyle begin to offer their aid. Without giving specific reasons, the police say that they believe that she is still somewhere not far from where her car was found. They won't say why they think that, but that's what they're putting out, and they start looking around for help. And this is in the same article in the paper. This is where her secretary also starts to publicly oppose the suicide theory.
Right. Okay.
So they have an interview with the secretary in the same article where they're pleading for help, and the secretary is saying, no. She left 3 letters. None of them had any indication of mental aberrations. The most important was left with me. It's the only one that hasn't been destroyed and is now in the hands of the police. The one was a personal note to her husband. He swears that there was nothing in it to have any possible bearing on the case or his wife's whereabouts. The other was to her brother-in-law. It gave no clue to her movements, but said that she was going to a spa in Yorkshire. Both the brother-in-law and husband's letters were burned, and the police start scrambling for clues. They even turned to one of her in-process manuscripts called The Blue Train.
Okay.
To try to see if there's any indications in her writings as to her state of mind or where she might be. So, pretty desperate acts, if you ask me.
Yeah. This is all very, very weird.
It's very odd, right? Like it's just really.
It has this. I mean, there's an air of mystery, which that's the thing with her. That was like her thing. So I mean, I'm really feeling like this was staged.
So you think it's just a publicity stunt?
I think I'm feeling that way. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, no one knows. You may be right. Okay, so now we're up to December 13th. Okay, so 11 days that she's been missing.
Yeah.
And at this point, somewhere between 10 and 15,000 people have taken part in the search for Agatha Christie. They've also enlisted 6 trained bloodhounds, many Airedale Terriers, many retrievers, Aslation police dogs, and even common mutts. The police this day also state that she might be in London disguised, possibly even as a man. And rumors start flying that she's left behind a sealed envelope that's only to be opened when her dead body is found.
See, that's what I'm saying. This whole thing stinks of one of her mysteries, you know?
Yeah. Spiritualists even hold a seance at the chalk pit to try to commune with her spirit.
What would it have been like to have lived in those days, you know? to think that was scientific or almost scientific.
That was like cutting edge science.
Exactly. Does that not just blow your mind?
And this is the same time frame where you go to the doctor and he's like, you got ghosts in your blood. You should do cocaine about it.
Exactly.
It's like...
Oh my goodness. Yep. Either that or here, let's open a vein and get those out of there.
Yeah, we gotta get those ghosts out. We gotta bleed you.
Oh my God.
Still no success finding her. Right. December 14th.
Should do cocaine about it.
December 14th, papers begin to report the police have found some very important clues, including a bottle labeled poison, lead, and opium.
Oh, listen, see that? I'm just going to tell you that is straight out of one of her books.
Fragments of a torn up postcard, a woman's fur-lined coat, boxes of face powder, and the end of a loaf of bread.
Oh my gosh.
And a cardboard box and 2 children's books.
And a man standing over there with the mustache going, I know who did this.
That's right.
I'm loving this, by the way. Let me just tell you, I am loving this.
Well, I'm glad. Hopefully people out there are liking it too. So even more on the just creep, right? Detectives start to come up with a new theory.
Okay. She's writing a new book.
Well, they've given up on the whole dressed as a man in London.
Okay.
Right? They're on to something new now. They think that they might have information that they refuse to give up to the press that will lead them to believe that Miss Christie had absolutely no intentions of returning to her home that evening.
Oh, you think maybe she left and didn't want to come back home that night?
That's
some good detective work, right? I mean, let me just tell you, those guys need a raise.
I mean, the Bobbies back in the day weren't necessarily known for their thoroughness or their scientific acumen.
Think that maybe she did not intend to return today.
Yeah.
It has been 7 days. She did not intend to return.
Yeah.
Hence the letters that was left and the box of clothing that she took with her and
yeah,
a sack full of money and reservations at the spa.
Yeah. So now
we may think she didn't want to come home.
We're on to December 15th. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Getting close to Christmas.
This is the final day.
Okay.
Of the mystery. Would you care? You've probably already read it.
No, I have not. I've literally gone to a different page, so I wouldn't.
So on December 15th, we are now at the conclusion of the story.
Okay.
Would you care to hazard a guess as to what's going on?
I'm going to guess that at some point she went to the spa that she said she was going to go to. She checked in under a different name so that way the public wouldn't come and see her, so she could get away for a few days, chill out in the hot springs in the hot tub, sit around naked with some other people, and then go, hey, I feel better. I'm going to go home now.
So that's what you think. Okay. Do you want to know
Yes, I do. Tell me what happened. Oh,
what
my
the
goodness.
historical record states?
Yes, please.
On December 15th, the author Agatha Christie has been found in a Yorkshire spa.
Gee, where she said she was going to be.
She was discovered staying in a room under an assumed name.
You're lying to me.
No.
What?
She was discovered
Oh, my goodness.
having a room
I did
under
not read this. I swear to you, I did not read this.
She had an assumed name. The name that she was checked in under was where is it? Right here.
Miss Marples.
Nope. She was checked in under the name Tress Neal, Neele.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything to me, but okay.
Her husband informed reporters that she had no idea who she was, and she seems to have suffered from complete loss of memory. She believed herself to be Tress Neal.
So she had some sort of a mental break then, according to what husband says.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But she was at the spa. Did they not think to go and check the spa where she said she was going to be?
She didn't give the name of a specific spa. She just said that she was going to Yorkshire.
How many flipping spas are there in 1929 in Yorkshire?
Maybe too many to look through. I don't know.
Oh, there's 7 of them. That's way too many for us to look at. There are hundreds of us police officers.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree. I don't know why they... And I mean, maybe it's one of those things where it's like, you know...
It's 2:00. It's time for tea. We shall not go to that spa today.
Right. Well, I mean, or maybe it's one of those things where this spa is like one of those super rich, hoity-toity exclusive clubs that then they're like, no, Mr. Bobby, unless you have a warrant to enter these premises.
Unless you have a writ.
A writ, yeah. I think, yeah, you're right. That's what the British call it. But unless you have a writ with one of our guests' names upon it. And, of course, they're looking for Agatha Christie, not Tress Neal.
Yeah, that's just true.
And I'm sorry, we have no one by that name.
Yep.
So that's December 15th. She's been discovered. December 16th, the Times report that she had been checked into the Harrogate Spa under the name Miss Tress Neal. When asked, her husband, Colonel Christie, insisted he had no idea what the meaning of that particular name was, nor, he had, did his wife.
So she's back to Agatha Christie on the following day. She remembers everything.
No. It was a few days before she started getting her memory back.
Okay. Wow. Holy, wow. That's just
Yeah.
That's cool though. I mean, I gotta say, the mystery of Agatha Christie's missing days.
Okay, so now do you want to hear some of the rest of the story?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Paul Harvey over here.
Paul, yeah, we got a Paul Harvey.
All right.
Are you ready for the rest of the story?
I'm ready for the rest of the story.
So, months after this whole ordeal, she's been missing. She's been found. Police have been all that. You know, this is months later. Okay, they start to interview people around the event, and
you mean they actually started asking questions?
Well, I mean, at first she was just, I have no idea. I don't remember. I have no memory. I can't tell you. So after she had some time to recover, and she was always very tight-lipped. In fact, she only ever made one public statement regarding this event much later in life.
Okay.
What had happened was apparently about 4 months before this happened, her husband had approached her to ask her for divorce. That he had fallen in love with another woman.
No, I mean, I've heard of the divorce thing with them.
So he had fallen in love with another woman and wanted to separate.
Okay.
And that was about 4 months before
this mental break.
This whatever it was.
This
okay.
Yeah, occurrence.
Right. 15 months after she was found, Agatha sued for divorce from her husband, which he accepted.
Okay.
And he promptly married a woman named
Tress Neal.
Close. So close. Nancy Neal. So when he claimed to have no idea what the name Tress Neal was, obviously he knew the name Neal.
Right.
Because that was the woman he had told his wife that I want to marry her. So the only statement that Agatha Christie ever made regarding the events and this entire period of time, she, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't have the quote or anything, but she had been under severe nervous strain due to the marital discord in her life. Her husband had approached her about divorce.
Right.
And she just wanted to get away somewhere where she wasn't known and rest. As she was leaving, her mind wandered a bit. Her car drifted and she saw the quarry come in, and she had a brief thought of just flooring it and going over the edge, but she didn't. Then the next thing she knew, the car hit something and bounced really hard, and she smashed her head.
Okay.
And after that, she has no memory until being back home with her husband.
Huh. So, I mean, okay, so here's the thing. If I am a police officer during this time period, I go and I talk to the people the people that would have been around her. Mm-hmm. You know, when did she arrive? You know, who was she with? Who did she talk to? Go talk to those people. Start building a timeline, a case, you know, or something. Just if nothing else, just fill in the gaps.
For
they
what?
Just didn't do that though.
It's not a case. She was missing. She bumped her head. She got lost. They found her. Case closed.
There's more to it than that, though.
They don't get paid for that, though.
You're right. You're right. I mean, someone should have.
I mean,
an interested party should have.
Hercule Poirot would have.
Absolutely, he wouldn't have had to. He would have been like, "Yep, the ground smells wet here. She is at that place."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so much about this still that, like, okay, so she wrecked her car.
Yeah.
How did she get from the car to the spa that she had booked?
That's what I'm saying. There are huge holes that need to be filled in. You're right.
No, I totally agree. But I'm just, and like you were saying, it does mention, like, during that part where, you know, 10 to 15,000 people have been looking, and the cops start asking for amateur detectives. Conan Doyle, all these other people start coming to try to help. Someone should have been there.
Yes.
Yeah. But that is the story of the disappearance of Agatha Christie. Over 90 years later, almost 100 years later at this point, historians are still arguing about what happened in those 11 days in 1926. Was it petty revenge against her husband? Was it depression? Did she actually have amnesia?
Yeah.
You know, no one. Okay, here's the quote if you want the exact quote from Christie herself. In 1928, in an interview she gave to the Daily Mail, she told them, there came into my mind the thought of driving into it. However, as my daughter was with me in the car, I dismissed the idea at once. That night, I felt terribly miserable. I felt that I could go on no longer. I left home that night in a state of high nervous strain with the intention of doing something desperate. When I reached a point in the road, which I thought was near the quarry, I turned the car off the road down the hill toward it. I think that's supposed to say felt. Oh, no. I left the wheel and let the car run. So I guess she just let go of the steering wheel.
Yeah.
She was flung against the wheel and her head hit something. Up to this moment, I was Mrs. Christie. That's what she said about it. But yeah.
Dude, that's just crazy is what that is.
Right? So a mystery author stumps the nation and pretty much the world for 11 days.
Yeah.
With a mystery of her own making.
Wow.
But yeah, it really caught my
Yeah, I mean it's as cool as it can be. Like I say, I love her books. Her stories are phenomenal. That's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like it's just who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like some of the things that she wrote, even they have that. I mean, there's so much mystery that is interwoven, and I mean that's what she did. So it just makes sense to me that these 11 days would be shrouded in mystery, because there is no detective that's really out there that is going to figure out where she was at. There's no one there is no Miss Marple or Hercule Poirot for her to go, hey, you know what? Or to just say she was here and doing this with these people and this is the culprit. And no, there's none of that. So that's I mean, it's cool though.
Yeah, it blew my mind when I found out about it. Like it just totally, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Probably the most selling mystery author of all time, I think.
Yeah.
Agatha Christie is, I think.
She's not
was
the
involved,
most, but she's one of the most. She is.
I think she's the most, more copies of her books have sold than any other mystery author, I think.
She has 60 something books.
She's got a lot. She's got a lot, 60? And they've been around for 100 years. So I mean,
right.
They've had a long time to rack up sales. But it's like for the author of one of the most prolific mystery authors of all time to have been involved in one of the most bizarre mysteries of modern time anyway. Like it's the irony of it.
You're right. It is.
Like
you're
what?
Right.
But yeah, it's in a mystery that even she couldn't solve because allegedly she has no memory of what happened.
That's yeah.
So anyway,
I love it. Okay.
So that is the mystery of the disappearance of Agatha Christie, everybody. Feel free to look into it. I'm sure I probably got some of the dates and a little bit of the facts, and I wasn't 100% accurate in my portrayal of all the events, but I did my best.
Dude, you did awesome.
If you want to read it up and tell me what I did wrong, then by all means, you can do so. And you can drop me a line. You can go over on Facebook, our Facebook page, facebook.com/groups/twomindspodcast. And you can drop me a line, an entire article. You can link me, whatever you want to do. Let me know where I screwed up, because I know I did. Like it's not even a question. I know I made mistakes, but I just found it fascinating and wanted to talk about it. So there you go.
And my Disney people out there, because I know you're out there. It's not like that place is not the happiest place on earth. Shoot me something, either a text or a tweet or a whatever. Use Facebook. Send me a message. Right. We have like Gmail, twomindspodcast@gmail.com, and we also have Twitter.
Yeah.
You can find us at twomindspodcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just downloaded and finally started using the premium service on Spotify.
Oh,
okay. I have been using Pandora forever and flipped over to Spotify, and I'm really, really digging it.
Spotify's nice.
It's very nice. Our host site, twominds.podbean.com, kicks all of our podcasts over to Spotify, as well as all of the other podcast services out there.
Indeed, it does.
So you can search, Jason Claywell or Jeremy Hamm, put quotation marks around those. Yeah. And I did actually look up Two Minds Podcast on Spotify, and it brought us up top. Like that, we were the top one.
Nice.
So
We're
that was
progress.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I you can find it by looking up Two Minds Podcast. It pops up now.
That's awesome. That's great. It's good to see that we're getting recognition, I guess, finally.
Maybe.
We've got enough episodes out that we're getting some links some weight to the search. I don't know. That's awesome though.
If
Yeah,
nothing
that's
else,
really
some age.
true. Yeah.
And yeah,
we love interacting with you out there, our fans, our community. To interact with us, drop us a line, let us know what you thought, give us some of your theories.
We're very accessible.
Yeah, we love talking to you. We really do.
Yep. And from us to you, happy Halloween.
Indeed. Stay spooky.
Stay spooky out there, people. This is be safe, but have fun.
Yeah, and watch out for all you never know. You might open up a candy corn and find an AR-15 in there.
That's a possibility.
You got to be very careful. People are putting crazy stuff in candy. You might find an AR-15. I've heard that there were some Scud missiles found in some Laffy Taffy. You got to watch out for that stuff, folks.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool. There was a flyer for the Spanish Inquisition, like rolled up in a Snickers bar. I heard that on the news the other day.
Can you believe?
And you never expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Never, especially in a Snickers bar. That's the craziest thing. So, folks, be careful with your candy out there. It's